Good morning and welcome to Moanday. It is kind of a moan day for me. I have been out in the field with my National Guard unit for the past 3 days, out near Savannah, outside for the entire 3 days. It's been hot and humid, as you can well imagine. So I'm a little stiff, a little puffy, definitely enjoying this cup of coffee this morning. Got a few pics to share with you. I'll try to get through them quickly this morning. And no, I am not a foodie, but it seems like I take a lot of pictures of food, simply, I guess, because that's when I slow down. This one I took for my wife about 4:30 Friday morning when I left out to show her, hey, I am eating, which is very important to her. I am a medic. This is part of my sets, kits, and outfits. These are the equipment needed for an ambulance. And I have 2 ambulances, so here are the 2 kits that all the equipment is stored in. I have a treatment facility, and all the treatment items are in this box without trying to get too geeky and technical on you. I'll skip ahead. This is one of my ambulances, and sometimes I have to pack people in the back and get them out to the field and load their gear up. But you can see we just pack gear up and sit people on one side. I've got this new little iPhone app. I've been my newest favorite is Retro Cam, so I take a few pictures with it. I've been enjoying some of the effects it gives. We did take a stop in Glenville, Georgia, at an armory there. That's next door to a cemetery, so of course we took a rest near someone's final resting place. That's kind of funny. We did arrive and stick our ambulance underneath the cover of this beautiful old tree. It provided us some good shade and some good camouflage as well. Just outside, the people we're providing medical support to were setting up their tents in the heat and the humidity and the bugs. And that's just some of the pictures of those tents going up. And here we are under the shade and under the cover of this beautiful old tree. You know, the Army lives on its stomach. This is actually the line to get into the diet. Well, it's not really a dining facility. It's basically where they cook and they feed you. So you're in line and you go in, go through, get your food, and come out the other side and go away and eat it. I've got a few blurry pictures of that here coming up. You can see, I just thought it was strikingly funny, standing out in the heat in this big field, this line of people waiting to eat. Of course, that's pretty important when you're out there. My first meal, of course, mashed potatoes, salad, a hunk of wheat bread, and some corn. Tasty. Blurry pictures of the inside. These guys work hard. My hat's off to them. They are in a hot environment trying to cook and serve us. But as you can see, it's your standard Army fare. They just kind of toss it on a plate and you move right along. Being a leader, a section leader, I have to go to meetings. This is a 9 o'clock in the evening meeting to plan the next day activities with our commander, our first sergeant, and some other members of the staff just to get things started. I slept out in my ambulance the first night. I'm very uncomfortable and hot. I woke up to this, sorry for the blurry picture, but this chunky little spider, which they seem to live in the tree, and it was a very buggy weekend, let me put it that way. Breakfast time. Eggs, hash browns mixed with some salsa and some cheese over the top, chocolate milk, and Fruit Loops. Not too shabby to start the day off with. It was hot. I was happy to have it. Underneath the shade of this oak tree, we called it our medical amphitheater. We had soldiers rotate through that we would give instruction to, that we would teach. And I've got a few pictures of us doing that. It's important to instruct soldiers while they're out in the heat of what to do and what not to do, what to look for in each other, because you know when it's pushing 90 degrees and the humidity is 89, you can find yourself in dire straits pretty quickly. So these are just a few pictures of some of my folks, some of my medics teaching these soldiers that would rotate, you know, about a 35-45 minute class, and we would rotate groups throughout the day just to kind of, you know, pass along some good information of how to take care of yourself in such a hot environment. This here in the background, you'll see this. This here is what's called a water buffalo. It contains about 300 gallons of water. Pretty handy to have. This hops all the way over to the next night. I was very uncomfortable in the back of my ambulance, so I opted to join up with our mechanics. Now our mechanics, these guys know how to fix and work things. They also had air conditioning in this big tent. And I can tell you I needed a break from the heat. And so I found me a place right here behind the fan, and about 10 o'clock I crashed. And here we are just kind of packed in this tent. There was a visitor, this little, I think it was a milk snake. I did not get a good picture of it, but I thought I would share it anyway. About 3 foot long, caused a little bit of excitement for us around there. There were some raccoons, rumor of wild hogs that I didn't see. I did see the raccoons, and it was well, I saw lots of bugs, most of them on me. This is my battalion commander, very personable. Took some time to join us under the shade of the tree to talk to his soldiers, to talk to his troops. This nice fellow right here, he's our command sergeant major, the #1 enlisted NCO within our battalion. And you notice he's looking at me going, "Sergeant Thornton, what are you doing?" Well, I'm taking pictures, of course, of our fine commander talking to his folks. This is what happens when you step in front of some Army cooks and say, "No flesh, please." I'm a vegetarian, and I always have to, of course I have to tell them no meat, but they give you that look of, and then you just kind of press on. Here's the salad tossed out for us. Sitting in on a 9 o'clock in the evening meeting this is my first sergeant. You can see kind of our things to do for the next day. 0430, first call. So getting up early and getting at it. Of course, at 4 o'clock we were woke up. I had to get up and treat and take care of a few people. When people get up and wander around in the dark, they get cut, and that's what we're doing right here, is treating. It was a minor cut, but still it was bleeding pretty good, and it was on the hand. And you can see the challenge we face sometimes in the dark, trying to manage your equipment, trying to take care of people. Back to breakfast. You're getting it scooped on your plate. All in all, glad to be back home. Glad to be back here, where there's just good stuff going on. Hey, I've got a plan for my day. It's kind of loose. I've got Blackbook coming. Well, I've got to work on Blackbook contracts for our BMW and Acura store. I consider Blackbook a great lead source, very convertible. Both of our stores in the Columbus area don't have it now, and so I'm going to be working out the contract. I'm going to get it set up on the CRM so that the leads can come in and be processed by the CRM. I also got to do some work on the website for it to be placed on the website, and for the lead distribution or the lead delivery into the CRM. I'm not sure if you've checked out Blackbook lately. Like I said, I am a big fan. However, I don't know if this text is.
Some of you may not be aware of that.
I just find that a little. They're pushing the limit there with my patience, and with what kind of smacks of a little. I don't know. Just kind of gets on the wrong side of me. I don't know about you, but again, Blackbook's one of my favorites, and I'm going to be working hard to get them set up today. I've got to do some work on our Toyota store's specials, do some screen captures, and try to get that specials for the month updated and running. I'm going to an alternative fuel road show here in Macon. Sorry, wrong one. There you go. Georgia is doing a tour of cities with some alternative fuel. Of course, I'm with the Toyota store. And Honda, we've got our own alternative vehicles, so it's good to see the state of Georgia going around and doing a presentation, and this is sponsored by our Macon Chamber of Commerce here locally, and I'm excited to go see what they have to offer, and to do a little networking, do a little pressing of the flesh, and meeting a few people, and seeing what they have for us. Let's see, and finally, I'm going to just leave my to-do list very loose, simply because I've been gone and I know there's a lot waiting on me. I know there's a lot just ready to spring upon me. I hope your Monday is good. I appreciate you taking the time. Have a great one. We'll talk to you again.